walking free as a bird. He's in this here, man, and a nothing.
He's in Nigeria right now, though.
Yeah, man, easy to say, yes.
He's in Nigeria. All right, this is the one, so let's get this thing up. Sorry, folks.
And why would it be in Nigeria? Isn't Nigeria a place for Europeans to deal with that sex tourism?
You think that's what he's over there doing?
Come on, yes, Ma. Come on. These predators, they go. Look, if he was like, look, since we're talking, let's talk. Rolf Harris, Gary Glitter, huh? Where were they going?
Yeah, they were going Thailand and all that. Innit?
Yeah, man. Huh? And we know, unfortunately, that families sell their children, male and female, to Western tourists.
Facts.
This is the same thing that the grannies go to Kenya and go get the Beach Boys. Yeah.
So you reckon he's over there doing that?
He's doing that, right? He's doing that, and he's also, I would imagine, based upon his name, he's also hosting somethings. And as he hosts the something, and they're getting down to the something, yeah, he's there lining up. Yo, let's see if I can take advantage of this little 17-year-old one here, or this good thing. Yeah, he's a predator, boss. He's a predator. These ways ain't gonna change. This is hardwired into his brain. He's how old is he? He's 60, right?
Something like that. 62. Yeah. I believe.
He's in his 60s, Taroted. Things, it's the sexual things in your. We've spoke about this the last stream or the stream before. These anchors, sexual anchors in the brain, right? They're there. Those have to be changed over a long period of time. Now, if you've got that kind of proclivity and those nastiness in your brain from knee high to a grasshopper, and you're 60 plus, them ways ain't changing. Unless they do some form of chemical castration, which doesn't work apparently, or they give.
But I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go into actually what has gone on here.
Come with it.
So okay, let's get into this, because Westwood, yeah, we got to keep this thing 1,000. Yeah, the BBC, that report or whatever it is that they are saying is nonsense. Okay. Let's just say it like that. They're only talking now because of the backlash that they're receiving. They didn't care when he was bringing in money. Westwood was pushed in our faces as teenagers 24/7. I was one of the few who was saying, why is this elderly white man being pushed into our culture? And people used to argue with me all the time. That's racist. You're hating. How can you say that? My man's talented. I said, no, he's not. He's similar to Ali G, if you ask me. He's like a real live action version.
That's exactly what it
of Ali G. He's a live action version of Ali G that has been placed within the culture, and it's almost a mockery. I'm gonna keep it real. You're speaking with an American accent, and it was almost a mockery. But
no. Let's keep the language crystal clear.
Yeah, man.
It was a mockery. And then let's for the siblings. You may have not heard this. The first time I heard about this Tim Westwood person, I heard him, and I was like, "Who's this? This sounds like a white geezer." And they were like, "Yeah, it's a white geezer." I'm like, "So how is he playing?" As you rightly highlighted it. So how is he playing the something? All of the track. How comes Mob Deep, aka Mob Sleep, are coming over here, and all these big people and they're going to link my youth? Who is he? And then I see him around the way with the man them, and I'm like, oh, okay. He's just a flipping dude. He's clearly a pedant, because what there's a plethora of original DJs that could have had that place, that could have had that position to usher the Americans and welcome them into the UK. But yet you've got a 6-foot Nephilim giant as the poster boy.
Nah, man didn't despise him. D42. Man's never despised him because he wouldn't have got that far. BBC put him in place, and when they put him in place, yeah, they forced him upon us in our culture, and what that did is it put him in position to get fame. People, let's discuss this properly today. Let's do this properly. Let's not do this in a mainstream narrative. Let's not do this the way the mainstream would do this. People, black culture in them days in the UK, we were all watching the States.
Yes.
You see what I mean? Now, I was young, so the early days I missed it. But when I came in, that was the only man who had a connection between the UK and the States. So when them man were coming here, they were linking Westwood. They weren't linking no one who looked like them.
No.
All them rappers were coming here. Dipset. I remember he done a video because I was a big Diplomats guy in them days, and he done a video where Diplomats came and they linked him and they were driving around London. Yes. And I remember saying, yo, there was nobody who looked like them they could have linked. And every time I say these questions, people will be like, you can't say that, you can't say that. Anyway, I say all of that to say the BBC strategically placed Tim Westwood within black culture. Yes. They gave him fame. People, I was there. What comes along with fame? What comes along with putting a man in that type of position to where he was sleeping with girls that were in my sixth form?
Come on.
Now, I'm telling you this now. Them girls, yes, they were young, meaning young minds, but there was I'm talking about the ones I knew. They was of legal age, but they were sleeping with him because of what he could do for them. Mm-hmm. So he's a man, I've said it millions of times, when Jarul was hot, like the hottest thing between me and you days.
Yeah, man.
If he was coming to the UK, one of the only ways people could get that link is through Tim Westwood. So what did Westwood do? He abused his position. He was sleeping with girls, yeah? Some of the hottest girls in the Midlands. Some of the hottest. And he was able to do that because the BBC put him in position.
Yes.
Now, all these years later, we're coming out and saying, he done this, he done that. He took advantage of the position that he was in. He took advantage of young girls who were fans of American culture. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Take away the DJ, take away the money. Them girls ain't touching him. I remember even looking at this one black girl from Erdington and saying, you really mean to tell me you lie down with that? And she's like, yo, yeah, I'm just using my man. You're hating on me. I'm just getting my money. I've said it many times. And I'm like, with a big man like that. Now, that was because he was put in position by the BBC and he was the only man who was carrying the influence, who was carrying the connection. There was one time he was even on MTV and all that. He had his own show. Then when UK rap, remember, for ages, UK rappers, they were begging him, bring us on, begging him. My man ignored them completely. He brought on the odd man now and again. But then when the explosion of UK started to happen, he started to dominate at the start. Don't you remember crib sessions and all of that? All them black youths in his yard. Like, you telling me that didn't look crazy?
With clouds of smoke, sibling.
Yeah.
Blazing that cheese-ola. With the stacks of records all around. Yo, this is Tim Westwood, baby. I got the hardest mans from North London, North Wheezy, in the building. And then the 25 youths then with masks on and shit. Look, listen, I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted. Number one, because they didn't force it. We didn't have to tape the radio songs and then flipping pass them on to our friends. We didn't need to go line up and go to his dances, but we did. We allowed this thing. The artists, I'm going back. I'm going straight to accountability here. The artists didn't say, yeah, no. There's other man's doing a thing. Let's bless them with the first freestyle thing. Let's bless them with the thing. Then we can go to Westwood because he can then push us out to the maid. That's how it should have been. But everyone was like, nah. Let's run down Tim Westwood, even though in the industry, everybody knew what was going on, saw what was going on, and said, nah, Edward, look, they're getting their thing. I'm trying to get mine. It's this island-like mentality which has fostered all of this dysfunction.
Facts. I want to give an example, Noble, just before you continue. So people, just before we continue with this, imagine a world where Indians had created hip-hop instead of black people. Let's just look at an alternative timeline. Indians controlled hip-hop instead of black people. So Indians, they have all the major rappers, and hip-hop lives in India. Now, the Indian community in the UK are fans of that culture in India. And when these Indian artists and everything come over, they're linking a white guy. No, but I'm asking you, would that happen?
Never in a month of Sundays.
So how did that happen in our world? Remember, this was a guy who was dressing like our brothers in the States, wearing 5-type X t-shirts and Avrexes and baggy jeans, driving cars, them Escalades from the States.
Escalades, come on.
Speaking in the tongue. Remember, people, if you're from the Caribbean, more than likely you got family in the States.
Come on.
Because remember, we all didn't just leave and come England.
New York,
I got people
Miami.
who went New York. I got people who went Miami as well. That came from the same roots but live in the States.
Come on.
So that means we're close to the culture. Westwood was mimicking that culture. And think about it, people. He was the face or the portal of the UK for the best part of a decade.
Yes.
And with that came perks. And one of the perks with that was this brother would get groupies, people.
Come on.
Now, I understand he abused his position. But the BBC are coming out now and saying, "Are we sorry?" They put him in that position. They made sure he was in that position. You know how much black brother Westwood ain't a good DJ. Westwood's not a good DJ. Like, let's not pretend. Like, let's stop pretending.
Could he scratch mark?
I mean, he had some skill in that department, but I'm not from the scratch. You'd have to ask man like Mantis and that.
No,
Do you know about that kind of stuff? Because I weren't into that style of.
He weren't doing none of that stuff.
No,
man. He
okay.
wasn't a DJ. Yeah, he was a selector. He put on tracks. That's what he did. He just played music. Yeah, that's all he did. He wasn't no damn DJ. Giving someone the title of DJ, disc jockey, especially in that genre. I mean, you could be a disc jockey in the pop genre. All you're doing is selecting music.
BBC gave him that position, Noble. BBC made sure that he was the face of a black-owned situation. They made him the face of that.